economist in 1906, he formulated the Pareto law, which states that 20% of the families in Switzerland make 80% of the income, while 80% of the families make 20% of the total wealth of that nation. In network marketing, it's very similar. 5% will make 95% of the money, while 95% will share in the 5% of the income. Why is that so? That's not fair. You know why? Because 5% will bring in 95% of the sales. And 95% will bring in 5% of the sales. That's why it's just right that the company pays 95% of the income to the 5% who brings in the 95% sales.
That's right.
Why? Are you part of the 95%? Or would you rather be part of the 5%? Why is that so? A lot of people are just waiting for things to happen. Guys, let me tell you this. Let's make it happen. I tell you this. I don't need, people ask me, how do you build a network? I don't need a lot of guys. Give me 2 to 3 guys who are totally sold out. The world is ours. Give me 2, 3 guys who can change things, because I can recruit 100 and they're all sleeping. Give me 2 to 3 guys. In my network, I put all my effort, my 95% of my time in my leaders, my 5% who brings in the money. I have a team. I'm going to show you in a while. Clarity of vision, very important. Has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, readable, and time frame. Do it. Have that pressure, time pressure. Do it fast. You have to visualize it. I close my eyes and I can see it. Can you smell your brand new car?
Yes.
Can you smell it? When you open that door for the first time, you have to visualize, you have to internalize this thing. I slept 2 o'clock in the morning, by the way. Okay? I have networks in Asia. I'm just letting you know. It's a different time zone. I was awake by 5, 6 o'clock. And I have to drive 2 hours to come here. I come from Windermere. Why? I internalize this thing. I think about this thing. I go to the website. I'm passionate about this thing. And when you're passionate, you speak it. How many of you can't help but tell people about this? You gotta, I'll tell you, for those who are still paying for their mobile phones, monthly services, it doesn't feel good. When you get it free,
Free feels good.
I don't know, you know the feel, it's, nice. And then you begin to speak about it. And then next thing you know, you're initiating. When you initiate, you begin to own this thing. I own this thing. This is my company. And then eventually you nurture this thing. Just like a baby when it starts, it cries. Vision is like a baby. It cries. Does all these, stupid things. But when it grows, it brings you joy and fulfillment. You nurture this thing. You nurture your vision. You take care about it. You spend, if you're a part-timer, 1 hour a day you set apart. I'm going to go faster. The third thing is a committed team. Mike and I and the rest of the team, we are creating a team. And now we're a brand new company, by the way. Imagine we're just launching, we're opening our website this coming Tuesday. We are new. We're just 200 plus distributors. 3 months from now, we probably will be 5,000 distributors. I'm just letting you know. Why? We're going to be doing webinars every day from West Coast to East Coast. We're going to go to Puerto Rico. We're going to go to so many places. You can start doing your own webinars. Go there, practice. Do your own. Don't wait for Jay to tell you, why aren't you still doing your show? Do your show. Tell your group you're going to meet with them on a regular basis. If you want to meet with our team on Skype, tell us. There's a group growing in Fort Lauderdale. There's a group growing in Miami. There's a group growing in Vegas, in Atlanta. It's happening already. Make it happen. Some people will just make it happen. Oh, it's hard to sponsor. How come non-professionals are having a downline of 50 people in just 2 weeks? How come? They're not professionals. They're doing it part-time. There's really no excuse. I'll tell you a tip. Give you a tip. Your job is not to sell. Your job is just to tell. Just tell them about. I'm not bringing. I'm not convincing you to join, brother. I'm just telling you can get your phone for free. Don't join, please. All I'm saying is, look, I have a phone, free. Okay? I'm doing you this service. Create a team. Committed team, very important. What do you need in a team? I'll tell you. Faithful people. Available and teachable. Some people are faithful, but they're not available. Some people are available, but they're not teachable.
Right.
You need people who are faithful, available, and teachable. Okay, when I say available, I'm not talking about full-time. I'm talking about, hey, let's meet up 1 hour a week for the next 52 weeks. Are you available? Let's meet up 1 hour a week for the next 52 weeks. Why? Do you believe that this thing is not going to happen if there's no commitment? I need a committed team. Are you with me? Jay, I can't. I shake your hands. Thank you. Goodbye. If you're, I'm just around. But I am committed. I go to my downlines and tell, look, I'll be here for the next 52 weeks if you are. I'm going to meet with you, just you and I. I'm going to train you, coach you, mentor you, disciple you. We're going to do this. We're going to make mistakes. But we're going to do it. It takes a handful of guys to become the 5%er.
Right.
It takes commitment to become the 5%er. I'm not going to be the 95%er. Part of the 95, I'm going to be part of the 5%. But it takes an hour a week. And if you want to be part of this team, you are most welcome. We are going to be doing this thing. And I tell you, we are going to make it big. Because we're committed. We are faithful. We're going to make ourselves available, and we're teachable. The last is a consistent implementation of plans. Very, very important. I'm gonna finish this. Concise action plan. Concrete schedule of activities. We're going to have this. We're going to do this. Okay? Clearly defined roles and responsibilities. How many of you know we have different roles in the company? There are different roles. By the way, Grant was saying he's not a good speaker, and I'm kind of silent. And no, Grant, you are a great speaker. Let me tell you that, brother. I was amazed. Oh, he's a wordsmith. I like his words. Of course, we have Mike Storms, who's just have a gift of gab. Great communicator. But there's a team, My strength is not his strength. But my weakness is not his weakness. We have different strengths, and we join forces. There's not a monopoly of talent in here. But when we join forces, I can't do website, but Carlos can. You understand? I'm not as creative as Ed Montfort. I don't care. He's part of my team. I'm not as administrative, as detailed as Doug Bacon. But, we're in the same team. I love it. Okay? We know our roles and responsibilities. Constant communication. Everybody say this. Massive communication.
Massive communication
equals massive results.
massive results.
Say it again. Massive communication.
Massive communication.
Massive results.
Massive results.
Guys, we are in the communication business, and we should be the expert in this thing. We should, the best thing that ever happened to me, I'll tell you something. Everybody should have this. This small thing you plug on your ear. You can just talk and, and talk to people. The more you talk to your downlines, communication is key.
We got those.
Oh, we got those, by the way. We got everything. We got it. Now, you gotta, I'm telling you, communicate. Talk to your guys. Talk to your downlines. Tell them about this thing. Constant communication. Concise action. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan? If you don't have a plan, you're not serious. You're not initiating yet. You're not visualizing this thing. The biggest mistake in starting a business is a lack of planning. Concrete schedule. Do you have a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual schedule of the group? You know what we're going to set in the company? We're going to have daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual plans. We're mapping out the entire year, this year and next year. Why? Because we have long-term visions. We have plans. As a distributor, you have to have your plans. Set up a small office at home. Plan your life. You have to have a plan. Do you have a weekly meeting with your leaders? Who are your leaders? I don't have a leader yet. I start sponsoring people. Clearly defined roles. Who in your team is responsible for what? Massive communication equals massive results. Use any method to stay in constant communication with your team and customers. Okay, my African accent is coming out. I want to use any method to stay in constant communication with your team and customers. This is the way I spoke for many years. I had to change it. Okay, I lived in Africa for 11 years. If you shut your eyes, you cannot believe that an Asian guy can speak like this. Can you believe it? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in what we're doing right here? I spoke like this. In fact, one of my brothers was born in Nigeria. His name is Jerome James Babatunde. He has a Nigerian name. Going back, the 4 C's. Certainty in belief. Clarity of vision. If you can't see it in your mind, you won't see it in your hands. Committed team and consistent implementation of plans. I just want to say this. You study the book of instructions. You want to prosper? Meditate on the book day and night. I tell you, real prosperity. You can be wealthy and not be prosperous. But you can't be prosperous without being wealthy. I'm just saying, we want you to prosper. We want you to sponsor. When you meditate on this, only then will you really be prosperous and successful in everything that you do. And when you become rich, I'll tell you this, money's gonna, I'm prophesying to you, I'm telling you this. Some of you guys are gonna make a lot of money. Okay, not all, some of you will. Some of you will. Okay, but when you do that, remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. Because it can get to your head, money, you know, a lot of people are destroyed by success. I've seen it happen so many times in the industry. Because this thing has a way of destroying you. Okay, so it confirms your covenant. I'll tell you something. In my book, How Do You Measure Success? Now this is just my answer to that, my previous question. If I can do this, if I can love the Lord my God with all my heart, soul, and strength, to me that's real success. And if we're going to tell you, I'll tell you something. We're not here. If we try to please God and not men, we will eventually please men. We're going to become, we're going to do this to serve people. We're not here just for the money. We're going to do everything in our power to serve you guys. We want the best. Is it going to be perfect? No. Not going to be perfect. But are we going to do our best? Yes. As far as we're concerned, what we did today is the best that we can do for now. Next thing you know, we're going to have 2 screens, giant projectors, everything. It's going to change. We're going to knock out rooms. That's how we're starting. Today we gave it our best shot. Okay? And we're going to continue to give it our best shot. So we'd just like to thank you again for coming. I'd like to bring back our good-looking host, Mike Storms. Mike, take it away.
Thank you, Jay. I love this guy. I'm telling you, whenever I'm done sitting under his teaching, I feel like a peace. I have a direction. I have a vision. It all calms down. It all comes into view for me. I don't know, did he do that for you too? Yes. Jay, you have a gift, brother. I appreciate you a lot. And I'm glad to sit under it again and again and again, because every leader needs a leader, and every leader needs a leader, and every leader needs a leader, and it never stops. It never stops. There's no one man above another in all things.